champions. I think I am live. I am actually legit in my back seat of my Jeep right now. My daughter's car seat is right next to me, and I'm in a McDonald's parking lot. I'm trying to check the group page to make sure this is actually live. I am so excited to be here with you guys today training. I see myself. Okay, we're good. So anyways, I am Courtney Jonaitis, and I am here to share with you a little bit about how I've built my network by sharing my story and connecting with others that way. And so, this is my first year as an elite coach. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Next month will be my 2-year mark as a coach, and I am a full-time preschool teacher. I am a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a stepmom. I have a 3-year-old daughter and an 11-year-old stepson. And I have had endless reasons or excuses to quit my coaching journey multiple times throughout the last 2 years, but every single time I've refused to throw in the towel and use whatever life is throwing at me to come back around and really just show my passion for this opportunity and find a way to connect with people because of it instead of giving up. And so I started coaching in February of 2019. So like I said, next month will be my 2-year mark, which is just crazy. I became a diamond coach in March the following month. So it took me a month to hit diamond. I was a success starter shortly after that and earned my way to summit, which was amazing because that was pre-COVID. So we were able to travel, and I have not missed a month of Success Club. I'm a Success Club 10 All-Star, and I started my coaching journey with 300 followers, and that's what I had when I hit diamond too. So I'm going to dig into that a little bit deeper as we go. But I really want to just get started and start sharing a little bit more about how to build your network through sharing your story. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I've added life into sharing on social media and how that's really helped me to sell or recruit, if you will. I remember thinking back when I first started coaching and seeing all these other big accounts with thousands of followers and wondering, like, how am I ever going to be like them? How am I ever going to find my people? What is my story? Like, I don't even have a story. Who are my people? And all of these questions seem overwhelming when you first start out. But that's something that I think kind of you grow into, and it evolves over time. And so I want you to remember that now. If you're just starting out, you don't have to feel like you have a story right this second, or you don't have to feel like your life is picture perfect. That's not what people connect to and relate to. And you need to just show up being you. And so what I share and add value on every single day, I started asking myself these questions of, like, who are my people? What would I want to see when I go to an Instagram account, or what would I be drawn into? Because essentially my people are going to be connecting to me for those same reasons, right? And so I really needed to find a way to show myself off, or show what I had to offer that would draw other people in. So I started thinking more about me, which sounds selfish, but like, you have to dig deeper into yourself and your personality and your story that you don't even intentionally know that you have right now, because I know what it feels like to not feel like you have a story to share with everybody else, but digging deeper into that. And so I would talk about memories, like past memories, because my life's not always exciting. You guys, I'm literally sitting in McDonald's parking lot right now on my teacher lunch break. Like, that's not super exciting, but I sure as hell got on my stories and was like, I'm sitting in a McDonald's parking lot about to do a live training. Like, sharing that kind of stuff with your followers, sharing your interests, talking about things that reminded me of my childhood or being a 90s baby. Lately, there's been so many things on like Facebook that I keep seeing, and resharing that kind of stuff to show who I am and where I came from and my past that would help me connect to other people. I talk about my teaching job now. I talk about being a mom. I talk about being a NICU mom. Anything that I find hard or relatable to other people that I can carry a conversation on with them, I share. So yes, I'm talking about me, and it's not like a cool life to share, but it's relatable and real and raw to other people. And that's what makes me me and makes up my story. And so on top of my interest in me, I started doing new things on social media. This is like back as when I was just starting out 2 years ago. And so, and even I guess more so now, I still do it, but sharing recipes. People want free, valuable information, right? And so sharing recipes on my IGTVs, because Reels wasn't a thing then, with few ingredients. All the girls in my challenge groups love few ingredient recipes, things like that. And so I started sharing more of that. I'm also obsessed with chocolate and sweets, and so I would share like healthy sweet treat recipes. I realized that I'm no pro at doing hair, but I love a good braid, and I can look at a style or watch a tutorial and whip it out pretty okay. And so I started talking about that. I started sharing tips on hairstyles, or like products that I use, or things like that. Like I said, I'm a preschool teacher, not a hairstylist, but that's an interest of mine that I can connect with other people by sharing. Same with the recipes. People want that free value. They want to talk about healthy foods. Even if they're not signed up as a Beachbody customer right now, they still are looking to be healthy or whatever it is. So like I said, I've had a lot of reasons to quit coaching or want to use excuses to kind of throw in the towel and just give up. But honestly, every single time I've figured out a way to flip the script and use it to my benefit, if you will. So when times get hard, I found ways to share with people about my life and about what's going on and what the hard is. But while I'm sharing that hard, I'm not just sitting here complaining and whining about it on social media. I'm sharing ways to overcome these struggles. So for example, a couple months ago, I had COVID and I showed up on my stories because that was not a reason for me to disappear. I wasn't literally in the hospital dying of COVID. I was okay enough at home that it was like, I need to share this with people, because before I had it, I didn't know a lot about it and I didn't know what to expect. And so I wanted to be that safe place for other people who maybe had COVID or coming in contact with it or whatever, to kind of find like a safe place and like know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I started sharing my whole journey, and that opened a whole new market for me of people coming in and talking to me and relating to me because of that. Or I struggle with anxiety. So sharing tips on when I have really anxious days or moments or whatever, instead of just being like, I'm anxious today, I'm not going to show up on my stories, I show up and then I share tips like, what am I doing or using, or how am I overcoming this anxiety struggle or battle today and getting over this setback versus just shutting down and going away. This is how you are going to connect with people. They want to know this stuff too. Your people are similar to you, right? So between all of this kind of stuff in my posts, in my feed or on my stories, I also have added highlight sections on my Instagram. So like there's a whole COVID Instagram highlight reel right now, and people are still connecting with me. Just because I had COVID 2 months ago doesn't mean that somebody else isn't going to have it right now. And so that brings somebody else into my DMs being like, thank you for sharing your story. It's really relatable. It helps me know that like this isn't the end all kind of a thing. And so I really think being just real, raw, and authentic is key. Something else that I realize is people want positivity. They want motivation. They want inspiration, right? But they also want relatable and real and raw. And so I started sharing my job as a teacher and my role as a mother and as a coach. That's a lot to handle right now, and it's not always pretty. Like teaching during a pandemic is not always pretty. Teaching for Head Start preschool is not always pretty. Being a mom is not always glamorous and pretty. As much as it is fun to dress up my child and do fun things with her, like it's also not easy. And so I share the hard that comes along with all of these things that make me me. I remind people that my life is not a highlight reel, and I'm not there to act like it is. I'm there to share more into my life because people are nosy. They want to know about you. They want to know the juicy stuff. Like this is the stuff that is going to get people in your DMs connecting with you. So share on it. They'll feel more connected with you. And then when you do go to message them, if you haven't had much of a previous conversation, they're already going to feel like your best friends because they've been following you and know so much about your life already that it makes for the conversation to flow a lot smoother and not so like icky. Getting to know them while sharing about you, I think, is also very important. So in my stories, I'll share obviously interests about me, what's going on in my life, but I try to flip the script back to them. And so when I'm talking, I'll ask for like their opinion, or I'll ask a question. I'll use like the polls or the this or that or the answer box on my Instagram stories to connect with people. These are the kind of connections I do like right now after I've already hit Success Club, because it's a great way to get in people's DMs and start conversations with them without needing to send an invite. So that way, if you've invited them in the past and you're going to invite them again, it's not just like invite after invite after invite. Like you've connected with them and built that relationship based on other things, and that will help them trust you, know, like, and trust you, so that way they join your team later, hopefully. And so now I kind of want to wrap this all up. Like, how does this all relate to being a coach, right? Like, let's bring it back to Beachbody. And so sharing my life in my feed and my stories has been huge, because then I don't feel like I'm just showing up as another Beachbody coach, which we have an amazing job, but like there are other Beachbody coaches. If somebody was interested in strictly Beachbody, maybe they'd follow the Beachbody account or something else, you know? So I try to breadcrumb coaching, workouts, and supplements and the benefits of all of that into my stories. So that way people, they feel like they're there to see me and see me showing up every day, but then I also get to share my love and passion for Beachbody and the coaching opportunity, because I'm as equally obsessed with that as I am all the other stuff in my life. And I don't want to, like I said, be another coach that just blends in. So I want to share that other stuff while also sharing Beachbody. And so yes, I post my workouts every single day. There's not a day, like I feel weird on rest days not posting a workout, because that's something I do every single day. But it's not just to slap up on my stories for somebody to click through. I'm trying to add inspiration for somebody. I'm trying to share the details about the specific program. I'm trying to add a call to action. I'm doing something else with those workout stories than just like, here's my accountability, I showed up today, because that's not the point behind it necessarily. I have an accountability group for that. I share my pre-workout every single day. And I don't say just like, here's my pre or here's my energize, because duh, I'm obsessed. I try to add value to it. So I try to explain why I love it. I talk about how it makes me feel. I talk about how I've replaced coffee with it. I talk about the natural ingredients, things like that, things that are going to intrigue people a little bit more. So they ask, what is that drink you're having every morning? I talk about Recover, Shakeology, Beach Bars, collagen, Bevy, anything that I'm using, because for two reasons. A, it makes it a lot easier for my clients and coaches to get on board to use those products because they see me using it and they see me getting results from using it. And B, it helps all the people in my Instagram that are already watching me be like, ooh, what's that? And then when we do get to the point of invite or adding them to my team, they already know about some of these supplements because they see me showing up using them every single day. So chances are they'll be like, well, what's that drink that you have to get going every morning? Or tell me a little bit more about the shake. And so they already know these things that I'm using because they see me showing up using them. And so it's a lot easier to talk about the package, the challenge pack that they're going to enroll with, because they've already seen the benefits and why I'm obsessed with these things. It's not like, here's your challenge pack options. Do you want the performance stack or do you want Shakeology? And they're like, what are you talking about? I don't know what either of these are. I'm already sharing that kind of stuff. So it's important to find the value and why you love it and sharing that on your social media as well. I share my results. I share my clients' results, physical, mental, emotional, all of that. I talk about the accountability groups. I show screenshots from the accountability group, or I'll screen share part of it, things like that, because I want people to know what they're going to get when they sign up for me with me. And so in between breadcrumbing all of my life stuff and the coaching stuff, they're seeing all of this stuff every single day, if not every other day or whatever. I'm on my stories all the time. I talk about coaching and what it's done for me. So I'll talk about the coaching community. I talk about this call. I talk about the friendships I've made. I've talked about trips, non-COVID times, obviously. I pull back memories. I just pulled up NLC from last year a few days ago because I'm like, I miss this kind of stuff. I talk about the financial aspect. I talk about how it's helped me grow as a person and find my true passion. I talk about how it will get me out of the classroom someday. So I share that vision. I share everything on my social media because I want my future prospects to know like what they're coming into and what this opportunity could be for them too if they're also interested in coaching. So I share my busy life. I talk about all of the things because I want people to know like this is not an easy job, but like you can do it. If you're willing to dedicate the time and the effort, they could do it too. So between all of this, my network has definitely grown. Those 300 followers that I started with, who may or may not be around still, I don't know, it's evolved to over 5,000. And although it's not about the number of followers you have, I share this because it really portrays how many connections I've made, because every single new person that comes to my page, they get a message from me, whether it's a connection because we're both moms, we're both teachers, they just followed me, maybe they're from Michigan too, whatever it is, I connect with them on some way and I start building that relationship with them right from the get-go. So I figure out what drew them in, why did they come to my page, how did they find me, things like that. So I know later when I go to invite them kind of where they're at in life or what they're interested in, or if they have a fitness routine, things like that. We talk about being moms, teachers, loving braids, chocolate, whatever it is. We chat about all of that, and so that way when I follow up with an invite, it's not like scummy, weird, whatever. So anyways, hopefully this was helpful. I hope you are able to take away one thing from today. If it's anything, like just get uncomfortable. Being real and authentic and raw on stories, I know is not easy. It feels awkward. It feels like maybe I should delete the story and redo it 10 more times. Like I know I was there, and it does get easier. Even now when I look back at stories, I'm like, ooh, that was a little clowny, but like you got to be clowny to grow. I was just telling my new coaches this the other day. Like you have to learn and grow from somewhere. We all start somewhere, and until you start showing up and sharing your life and sharing the hard stuff and talking about coaching and talking about the products and the fitness programs and showing your workouts to your future prospects, all of that kind of stuff, it's going to be hard, and it's going to keep being hard until you start just going all in and really sharing your story, that even though it doesn't feel like you're at anybody right now or you don't have a lot to share because you sit home with your kids or whatever it is, like people are watching you for a reason and you're special because of you. So get out there, show it, crush it, and I will talk to you guys all soon.